Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another Topical Tuesday. This is the video series of the week where we go over the Lost Ark subreddit. Every Tuesday, we just kind of see what's been up for the last week. We take a look, we browse it, I yap, we yap. Team update is going to be one of the things that I want to look at this week, no matter what, just because it came out 14 hours ago as of me recording this. But if you're going to be sticking around, make sure you like the video or dislike it. Engagement is engagement. And make sure you subscribe. Bigger number, better person. That's what I care about, smiley face. But let's take a look at what's actually top post. We'll open up some of these. The petition, AGS, please don't nerf hell keys. That was a whole thing. Let's open up some of these. You can kind of see the hell change as a very polarizing. And again, like, I don't have any skin in the game. I'm just somebody who reads this stuff and kind of talks about what people are talking about. But we'll get to it. I'm probably not going to spend too much time on it because this video would probably run very long if I did. But I did want to obviously talk about stuff. But first, we'll start off with the team update, September 2025. Heroes of Arcasia. There's a lot on the horizon for Lost Ark in the coming months. We wanted to do a roundup, blah, blah, blah. Remeria Besieged. For those who missed Eyes on Arcasia, some of our other announcements on social media, here's a quick recap of how September Remeria Besieged update is shaping up. September 17th update will include the Assault Remeria, which includes an event dungeon and endgame raid, the Combat Analyzer feature, honor system, multiple events, and additional batch of QOL changes. The full release notes will be available on Tuesday, September 16th. Well, it is Tuesday, September 16th where I'm recording, but I'm only 25 minutes into the day, so I'm sure they'll come out later. Unfortunately, I won't be waiting until then, because I gotta get this done before I head to bed. Golden Frog extension. We've seen most relic engraving prices fall despite higher volumes of sales with the Golden Frog. To help increase the supply of relic engravings as we head towards the release of Act 4 in the Kazaros, Golden Frog has been extended through October 15th. We hope it will allow blah blah blah. Prestige shop adjustments. We're planning some ongoing adjustments to the Prestige shop where items will rotate in and out, and at the end of September, the Bound Gold offering will be rotated out, and new offerings such as Fions and Life Energy Leap Essence will be rotated in. We will also work to bring over new cosmetic offerings from Korea when available. Upcoming projects, final 2025 roadmap. The final the final roadmap will release at the end of September. Let me take a sip here. End of September, and it will include content plans for the rest of the year. We'll give one spoiler since we've seen a lot of players asking about it. The balance patch that released alongside Kazaros and Korea will be arriving in October. Region merge policy. We've nearly locked in the region merge policy for the NA West and NA East servers, and we'll be sharing in the weeks coming to the merge in October. While you'll need to wait for the policy for all the specifics, we are excited to share that we've factored in player feedback to the naming policy that we saw coming out of previous region merges. Okay, this is good. As this was a hot topic and something we've seen a lot of questions in the community about, instead of giving either region priority for names, we've created a policy that will reward active players. With the enormous amount of players at launch, their names sitting idle in each region, that would mean active players wouldn't receive their name after the merge, which didn't seem fair. Our way of rewarding players who are 1 active and 2 got the name first will be the following policy. The name is granted to the player with the highest combat level in their roster, i.e. a player who has played since the launch of Tier 4 with a level 70 character will receive the name over a roster with level 60 character from launch. Okay, combat level. For a second I read that as item level. If both names have the same highest level character on the roster, i.e. both level 70, the name will be granted to the player who created the name first. Okay, so item level doesn't play a factor at all. That's interesting. Guild names will be granted to whichever guild was created first. Okay. Well, as long as I have a chance to keep my names, fuck it, why not? Rest in peace to all of my alts, I guess, though, because none of my alts are level 70, just my main. Oh well. That'll be a problem for later if I ever come back to playing the game. At least my main has a chance to stay. Kazaros to first plans. We've seen some requests for information on the plans and policies for Kazaros release in the West and wanted to acknowledge. We've begun work on the plans and releasing Kazaros, and the policies for the first clear in the western version of Lost Ark. We'll share some specifics in the upcoming roadmap, and others will be shared closer to the release of the raid once they've locked in. We understand the importance of this to the hardcore raiding community, however, and we will work to share information as soon as we're able to. Paradise slashes in as blessing. We wanted to provide a quick note in the downtime between Paradise seasons that Azena's Blessing will not provide +1 entry ticket, as the content won't be accessible. It has been fun witnessing the journey through the various stages of Paradise and seeing players encounter new challenges now that all 10 stages are unlocked. We wish you luck in the rest of the season. Then we have Makoko Bootcamp improvements. First, a quick note to many new and returning players who have begun or resumed adventures in Arcasia this summer. Thank you, Makokos. It has been a lot of fun. We appreciate the passion and support, been listening to your feedback, and the experience in your game will be helping to use it to inform future progression events. We've been listening to veteran player feedback on the Makoko Bootcamp event and plan to use this to help inform changes in the next iteration of the event. As we previously shared, for the next Makoko Bootcamp, there'll be certain contests to create a special icon and title chosen by the community. As these events are built to promote community cohesion, we thought it may be fun to get the community more involved with the title and icon process heading forward. For future Makoko Bootcamps, we're going to run a little title and icon contest to put the power in the hands of the community to decide what you want. We don't want every title to follow the same bootcamp theme and lose their value, so we thought we could be a fun way for veterans to choose their reward and make the title more of a chase item. We'll continue to discuss this topic and share plans as it gets closer. Interesting. I think this is kind of cool. It should be a more community-based thing because it's literally like the community banding together, essentially. And even if the implementation, the very initial implementation of the Makoko Bootcamp was flawed, they have been iterating on it. And, I mean, you gotta give credit where credit's due. I think making it more community-focused is a good thing. And obviously the various improvements that it's overgone throughout the existence of this in general is just also really good, right? And then the final thing, team survey. The next survey is planned for this month. The feedback we received in the last one was instrumental in helping make updates to Lost Ark, such as restructuring UNAs and helping inform the development of Paradise. We'd love to hear how your experience is going to be once again. I mean, as always, I always say when they give the surveys, you need to fill out the surveys if you want changes to ever possibly happen. It's not a guarantee that they'll listen to the feedback, but it's more likely than anything else because it's quantifiable data directly from the source, you know? Or directly to the source, rather. Seems good. I just kind of hate that the Paradise seasons aren't perma-up. Instead, seems like there's a cooldown. AGS clarified it's only 1 or 2 weeks, which is great. Interesting. What should we target on the upcoming survey? My vote is performance issues and optimization. New player experience is easily the worst part of the game. Why the hell are people having to struggle through T3 Dead Zone when we're a year to T4? Brother, I have been yapping about this on Arconomics basically every day since Tier 4 dropped. The price of Tier 3 mats is insane. It's insane because Tier 3 is still quote-unquote relevant. It's not relevant, but it's relevant because you have to play through it and hone through it still. Interesting. It's gonna be 1-2 resets on the hell thing. Why are they removing bound gold from Prestige Shop? This is the exact question I had. Pretty fair naming policy for the merge. It's not perfect, but if they weren't going to do the battle tag thing, even though I think that's just the smartest way to do things, personally, then this is not bad. It's better than just giving one region priority, for sure. Sad I'm returning my alt aren't level 70 yet. Hopefully can do it before the merge. Sounds like you just need one level 70 character on your roster. Oh, is that right? Did I read it wrong? Yeah, this is what I thought too. I have a level 70, I just thought it was character specific. Interesting. Maybe I will get to keep my alt names too. Cool. Possibility is there. That's interesting. No more 100k bound gold looks like a nerf. Maybe not if they sell a shit ton of life energy instead. It's like selling unbound gold. IGN sellers in shambles. Interesting, interesting. Biggest lie ever told. Level 11, 20%. Ability faceting. I love this. This GIF is my fucking... my soul. I love this GIF so much, man. I failed 24 taps to 10 today. No way that shit is 20%. I think it's more like 5. People have skewed perspectives about percentages because they hone 20% of success means you just have 80% of failure. To me, 80% seems very probable to hit, right? I think percentages are just an interesting thing because I think at its core, failing just feels bad. And obviously, if 20% is it's a large number when you're used to dealing with small numbers, like this guy said. But it's really not. Like, you have a 1 in 5 chance of it working, right? That's not great odds. That's something that Uma Musume actually has done a lot to me of. It's gotten me more used to failing, like, 95% success rate chances, because it happens, right? We just inherently round up, like, anything, like, around 90 to 100. Like, if it's 90% chance, it might as well be 100, but that's not how it works. But yeah, RNG be RNG. Petition to AGS, please don't nerf Hellkeys. Please don't nerf Hellkeys. We've already seen this, but this is the Hell Changes overview and data mine. So, Chinese Hell Changes got deployed in our region. Took some time to dig through all the changes. What keys exist now? You have your Hell Key Legacy, the same keys before the update, including the old loot table. Then you have Hell Keys of Destiny, same Hell Floors as before, new loot table with 2 Paradise chests, possible rebalancing of other rewards, 20% chance of transmutation opportunity when loading in, 100% chance of transmutation opportunity at floor 50 and 100. Bunch of different rarities. Then you have Netherworld Flame Key, new Hell Floor, which alternates safe and unsafe floors, lucky rooms at 22, 44, 66, 88 for even keys, 11, 33, 55, 77, 99 for odd keys. No transmutation opportunities, new loot rules, or new loot table, see below, rarity, rare, epic, legendary, lucky room effects, and then the Frost Key is the exact same as the Flame Key, it's either Flame or Frost. And here's the loot table for the Flame and Frost keys. Basically, you can get some good stuff from these, obviously. Gems only come in the loot pool at floor 80 and above. I'm not going to read out the table, but obviously you can pause it if you haven't seen it. It's kind of formatted a little weird on this Reddit, but it's fine. And then transmutation, a new system is in place where you can gamble on upgrading or downgrading your keys. The odds for those are as follows. I'm not going to read all this out, but you're free to look at it. Change to old loot tables. Took a quick look at the legacy key. Looks like it's completely unchanged. Loot table for the new Hell Key. It seems they only added 2 new categories and left the rest unchanged. The Relic Book jackpot is pretty cool, for sure. But again, it depends on who you ask on whether this is a nerf or a buff. There's real no consensus, as you can see by the rest of these threads. AGS, please remove the legacy chest from hell. Seeing these 2 worthless chests ruin the whole experience. +1, +1, +1, +1. The best solution would have been 4 chests now, where it's always 1 legacy chest, so you can go that route if wanted, but if not, the old pool remains unchanged. Please God, why Shard Cube, Fate nerf, now Paradise nerf? What is this? What do they want from us? Money. And then this is a write-up saying that Hell Changes are a massive L, and pretending it's fine because the early rewards are better is to cope. 0 communication, weird early drop, Losing the whole key instead of getting the rewards from the floor you died on is ass. RNG to get altar, RNG to get the upgrade, RNG to win the 50-50, RNG to descend many floors, RNG to get the good chests, etc, etc. Diluted the normal hell key pool. Massive FOMO for new returners. Massive homework for veterans. Same with the gems. Defend it all you want, but this is bad. It's clearly their goal to reduce the hell keys in circulation and lower the rewards from Paradise without explicitly nerfing them. Putting it behind insane RNG systems is such bait. Us posting 30 relic books with many high-cost books is baiting the players to think they have a chance of that is quite the same tactics shading gambling websites do. When they advertise big streamers winning jackpots, we ask for gems and relic books for ages, and I can assure you this is not the only way that's possible. I'd rather have a slightly nerfed but semi-consistent reward progression from Paradise than whatever this RNG fiesta is with low lows and high highs. Call me a doomer if you want, but I've come back to the game due to the positive changes and I've been glazing AGS and the game a fuck ton since then, but it's important to call out a massive L. Again, I sound like a broken record, but no communication, bad predatory changes is bad. Being unable to trust if something changes without notice or chance of discussion is bad. Bringing back more FOMO and homework is bad. At least relic prices are going to go down hard with this. Edit. After a night of sleep and reading comments, I want to state that the rewards are actually pretty good in the early floors. You still get decent stuff if you die once and leave. However, my major issue is just that if they wanted to put more gems and relic books out there, then why not in any other game system? It also doesn't change that the communication is beyond dog shit for this. I don't mind Paradise nerfs overall since it's a juice system. I am not complaining about a system that gives you free stuff anyways. It's just that I dislike how they did it, and I think there are many other ways to do it properly. Another big issue for me is the fact that a roster with many 1640s feels that they have to play Paradise on all of the characters since the roster reward is really good now, and the players with their one character are behind the really hard decision to either get very needed semi-consistent mats gold from normal keys or gamble on huge rewards. Even someone like me who has 1700 and 1680 is facing that decision since relic books or even gems would be massive upgrades, but at the same time I want the consistent gains. TLDR, I don't know, I think people excuse everything just because it's free instead of talking about the actual issues. First comment is, the only thing bad about the patch is the two... I mean, okay, my opinion as somebody who has, like, no skin in the game, I think the chests need to go. Or they just need to be an addition, right? Like, that first comment that we read in the last thread said, the Legacy Gear chest should just be an option that's always there if you want to take it. It shouldn't be taking up an option, right? I think that would be fine. But this comment... The only bad thing about this patch is the 2 extra useless chests that dilute the reward pool, which I agree is terrible change. Everything else is the optional gamble that you can literally just ignore. I'd even say the gamble system is a good addition since it's potentially another source for books and gems. Sure, you probably won't be seeing the good drops anytime soon, but somebody else inevitably will. And every book/gem that gets added from the system will lower demands from the other people. Interesting thoughts. I don't disagree. Another thing that I really hate about this change is suddenly became very optimal to have every non-gold earning character in your roster doing Paradise every week and fishing for engraving chests. Thank you for expressing my frustration. And then, of course, the polar opposite of this thread, which is hell change is not a massive L, and pretending it's trash because you got unlucky is moronic. There's very little wrong with this, TBH. The only part about the update that's bad is the added legacy content chest. They are direct nerf to Paradise rewards and make Henry a liar. That's just such a funny way to word it. Henry is a freaking liar, man. All other complaints make 0 sense. Frost/fire keys are regular keys plus 50 floor plus better loot table, so you get floor 10 with a blue key. You technically already high roll to 60 and have less chance to find bad chests. You don't even need the extra decents. Alter technically have a 70% chance of a good outcome if you sacrifice a rare or epic, and 30% chance if you sacrifice a legendary. If we consider a legendary key becoming a frost/fire is bad. You don't even need to interact with the system altogether. If you don't feel like gambling, y'all just got unlucky and greedy, somehow blame the game, blah blah blah. I mean, this is just such a weird point to put in. Defend it all you want, this is bad, it's actually pretty fine. It's clear that the golden Reese, hell keys in circulation. I mean, this is literally just responding to the other post directly. But I'm not going to go through all of this. It's no coincidence we got the frost/fire keys either. We've had the option to quit and claim rewards the entire time, which did nothing for normal keys. Now we know why. Only weird thing now is you don't want to use all 3 keys every week. Is if you get an altar on your 3rd key, you don't have one for it. Oh yeah, I remember somebody was talking about that. One of my friends. My only complaint is lack of communication about a change this size. I think this is fair, 100%. Whether it's good or bad, or you like it personally or not, I mean, again, no skin in the game. Everybody has their own opinions. I do think the chest thing is, like, objectively bad and shouldn't have been added, but that's just classic Smilegate, really. Or I guess you could blame it on AGS too, but I mean, Smilegate is the developers at this point. I don't think AGS has their own developers. Of course they don't, they're just the publisher, right? I'm surprised most people are only talking about the rewards and not how awful the player experience is. I don't care if the rewards are decent, if it feels like it's absolute trash to play. There are 10 million other ways they could have implemented good changes to balance Paradise to provide additional gameplay options to it. What they added is just bad game design, and there's no way around that. I mean, again, I got no skin in the game. I haven't experienced it myself. It seems like an interesting system. But if it does end up being a system where you have to keep interacting with it on like a massive roster of characters, obviously you don't have to do anything, right? I say have to, very FOMO pilled based, right? Not out of like pure necessity. Man, this guy seems very upset. I just don't understand why everything has to be layers of RNG on top of layers of RNG. You can't even swipe to get better at Paradise, so why not make it fun instead of gamble? Just exposes to me that people should quit, or it exposes to me the people that should quit because they have an unhealthy relationship with the game and are not enjoying it and playing for some addiction or sunk cost fallacy, whatever. They'll just complain about everything. Remember, a handful of noisy critics drowns out the crowd if it's satisfied. I think overall the sentiment here is very good, and I've always been somebody who's like, hey, if you're not having fun, you should probably take a break at least, right? And I mean, I've done this myself, right? I follow this advice because games are supposed to be fun. But I do think it toes the line between being like, oh, well, everybody who's complaining are just like jaded, unhealthy people who are addicted and don't like the game. Like, you toe the line, right? I think it's more nuanced than that, right? Because there definitely should be discussion about things like this, and not everything is good, right? And it should be discussed. But I definitely understand the sentiment, and I don't think he's too far off the mark here. But anyways, I've yapped for far too long. Anyways, I'll stop taking up time. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. Let me know what you guys think about whatever's on your mind. Like the video if you like it, subscribe. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you to my YouTube members. It's a Big Consider Diz, Remix My Life. I'm Nufu. Love all you guys very, very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!